Hi guys, this is Richard the Legend, Board Game Fanatic, and it's been a while since I've talked to you guys for a while. I've been really busy doing some personal stuff that I had to take care of. It's very important. But I'm back at it with my games. The first game I'm going to be doing is Revive. Really like this game. It was made in Norway. And the producers, I wanted to write them down just to make sure I knew. Christian A. Ostby, Helgi Meisner, Anna Wormlin, and Leif Swenson. This game is really interesting. It's basically the whole story about the game is you're at this tribe and you're living underground, and you decide it's time to come up and try to make the land up above better and try to live there above ground. So that is part of why it's called Revive, is to reviving the planet. So we are going to show you how to set this game up. We're going to show you the rules, and we're going to do some gameplay, solo gameplay here. Now the solo gameplay is almost exactly the same as if you were playing with 4 players. Okay, so all the rules are going to be the same. Now one good thing about this game, it's kind of puts up rules, upscales the rules to a campaign setting. So it's like 1 to 5 campaign, and after that you play the game like normal. Just so you get the gist of the first part of the rules, then you go to the next step and the next step over. So we're going to show you the basic setup, the basic rules that you start with, and what you have to do to accomplish the same. So with a solo game, you basically just got a certain amount of turns that you can do, and your object is to get as many points as possible. Now I've done this twice. I've done it with 2 different tribes. One of the tribes that got really low, I got right at the borderline. I passed. But then the other one I went above average, so we're going to see what happens this time. It depends on how you operate the tribe and how you operate your machine. So we'll talk more about that here in just a few minutes. But we are going to do, first thing we're going to do is setup. And I'm so glad to be back. I am going to be doing a lot of games. I'm going to be doing a few others that are coming out soon. And we'll continuing all our campaign games that we've gone through. So I am so sorry that I haven't been doing many lately, but I am back, and hopefully go full force here in the next few months. So thank you for being patient. I miss you guys, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the videos. So here we go with Revive. Okay, first part of our setup. We got a game board here, a main game board. Just so you guys understand what this is our main track that we're going to be using during the game for our victory points. And at the end of the game, we'll be doing more victory points, adding victory points to this track also at the end. We also have our, let's see, that is our, what track is that again? I'll explain it here in a minute. Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to be talking about this track here. Basically, this is our main track for our victory point. Okay, Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is our main game board. We're going to set our setup. Mark 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright everyone, this is our start of our setup. We have our main game board here. We have our machine board here and our play board. First I'm going to start setting up is our game board. So just to go through a few things before I do that, this is going to be our main track for our victory points that we'll be getting. And we'll be setting that up here in just a bit to put a marker there. We also have a Hymenate track that goes up this way. You start at the green, and every time you go and do a Hymenate action, you will get a special bonus. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is, like we said, place our game board in the center. Then we got our 5 starting tiles, and we mix this up. You want to know what they are, and then we place them. So they get placed in the middle. And face them up. Kind of difficult sometimes. You have to get them straight. Very important so we get the other ones on. Okay, so that is our main basic tiles, and those are the ones we're going to start at. Our people are coming out of this hole here, so we're going to be traveling, exploring in this area here. So that is where we start our game. Now, the next thing we got to do is put all the rest of the tiles, the general tiles around them. They'll be face down. We're also going to be doing some bonus tiles on the corners, on 4 corners. So we'll be doing that. So I'm going to go and turn the camera off, set them up, and come back, and we'll explain what our next setup is. Okay. Alright, so we got our outer tiles set up face down. We also have our bonus tiles that are face up on our corners. Now, what I'm going to explain here is these are going to be specific things that you use. Like, for example, these are your here you're going to set up onto the map, and every time you set a person on the map, it's going to be 2 victory points at the end of the game. We also have our I guess on the yellow track, depending on, you get 1 point for each yellow track's space that you go on. So you're going to be using the yellow track on your machine. You get 1 extra point for that. Every extra energy that you have, you get 2 points. And also your modules you put onto your machine, everyone you get you get 1 point. So that's when you need to start thinking about how to play this game. Also, with our character, we'll talk more about later, that is going to determine which bonuses you want to do. Okay, so the next step that we do after we get our all the locations on a board is we will shuffle our citizen cards, and these are the ones that we will be getting. We're going to get an initial 6 cards total, and these ones are going to be the ones we will be purchasing. You shuffle these, and we're going to deal 5 cards. Put it next to the board. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll talk more about citizen cards later on after the setup's done. Alright, so we got that. The next setup we do is our sort out our machine tokens. The machine tokens are used in the machine here in these circular spaces that have the question mark. So we have to shuffle them and put them in a different color. So I will do that off camera and we'll set them up. And that will be, so also we'll be doing that. We'll be shuffling the slot module tokens and putting those in a face down pile. We will be shuffling the crate tokens in face down pile. And then we do the energy markers and action cubes and mix a stack of the minor objects and place the major artifacts on the board. Now the major artifacts here are the ones that are going to be faced on this top of this board here. It's determined by how many players we'll be doing. We're going to do one player today. So we will not have all of them filled in. Like the 4 players, we will fill all those in because those determine what and victory points you will be getting. Also, some other cards you'll be getting at the start of the game. Okay. So let me get all that put together, and we'll come right back. All right. So we have it all set up. We have our cards here. We'll talk more about the modules. I'm going to get close up to the modules and also the cards so you can get, I'll give you an explanation of them. Also the machine tiles that we have here. We also have our little chest that we have here that you get at certain times of the game. And these are your energy tokens. Alright, so we got pretty much the board setup done. Just one difference between the solo game and the main game with 2 to 4 players is that we usually have a 4-point tile on the top of these minor artifacts, mainly because that's how the game pretty much ends, is when all these are gone, the major artifacts are gone, then we have that person grabs the top one of the tile off, and that's the end of the game. With the solo game, it's a little bit different. Basically, it depends on how many times I use my cards and also the hibernate action. With the cards, I have to do 1 point. Basically, I go down on this track here and I get to 20. That's my last move I can do. So it's dependent on how many times I use my cards, how many times I use my hibernate action, like I said before. Okay? Alright, so we're going to set up our playboard here. So basically I set up around the playboard is Kunaban, and I got a few special abilities, and we'll talk about those 2 later when we get close up to the stuff so you understand what's going on. We are going to place a gray marker here, a green marker here, and a yellow marker here on my machine track. We will also get 1 energy token. I can just grab one now and put it here. We start with 1 energy token. We do get a switch token, and what this does goes on to our machine. Gets placed on top here, and this is like a one type of round thing that you can use. And for the starting chapter of the campaign, basically you get a extra resource. You can just bring this down and add any resource you want. Now our resources, just so you know, are gears, books, and food. And it depends on what you're doing. In the different actions that we'll explain, those gears are used when building, our food is used for exploring, and our books are used to bring our people onto the board. So we will basically habitat our people onto the tiles. Okay? And we'll explain what each of those actions does here in a bit. Okay? But we're not done with the sub yet, so let's do that. So the next thing we do is get our 6 cards, starting cards I talked about earlier. And there's a set of 6 cards, and they're all in alphabetic order. So it's all like A, B, C, and D's. And we should have 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep. And the rest of the cards can go back in the box. You basically shuffle these ones here. And we shuffle them, and then we take 3 cards, and 3 cards go into our rest area, and that's where it goes here. The other 3 cards will go face up here on this area, and these are the cards I'll be using in the first round. Okay. Next thing we do is we randomly get a artifact card. These artifact cards are basically going to tell us our points and what we're going to be looking for. So I shuffle these cards, and I only pick one. Alright, and we'll talk about that too before we start the game. At least I'll put it face down for now. Okay, and then we get a player A card. And a player A card is really kind of gives you a reference of the different moves and what they do. So that's a player A card. Okay, so pretty much, oh, we're not done yet. Okay. All right, the next thing we need to do is get all our colored things that we put on our board, and also our blue tokens that we're going to be using. Our little circular tokens that we're using. So I'm going to place those, and then we'll talk more about the different cards and the modules and the different symbols that we'll be seeing. So let me take care of those, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we set up our board with all the little pieces. We got our gray, our green, our yellow marker to start our tracks there. We also have our blue disc on each of our circles, mainly because when we get there and we receive it, we will pull it off and put it onto our track here. And depending on where our how many of those circles we have on there, will determine how many victory points we'll get at the end of the game. Also, we have this big action marker here. This is going to be used mainly for tracking our turns, for our card actions, and also for our hibernating. Okay? So, the first thing we're going to talk about is what type of actions we have. Okay, basically you get to pick 2 actions during a regular game, but in a solo game it doesn't really matter. We're doing actions solo through the game. Basically during a regular game you get 2 actions. So you can play a card, use your switch token like we talked about. Explore. Exploring means you're going to go in one of these spaces and flip it over. Populate means you're going to take one of your little men here and you're going to move it to a specific spot, like a ruins or a city space, gray space here on the board, and populate that. And build is when you build one of your big houses or your small ones. Now the small ones cost 3 gears to build. It also costs 5 gears for the big houses. The main difference between the two is maybe when you build, you want to get close to some water spaces or some of these spaces with these little arrows on them. The arrows will determine how many spaces you're going to move on these different colored tracks. Now with the large buildings, you get 2 times 2 of those actions. So if you had 3 of those actions, like for example, if I place this big building right here, for example, I would get total of 4 gray moves and 2 of the green moves. So I would move my thing 1, and then we get this, 3, 4, get that, You know, 5. That's what I would have 4. So I would go right here. And for the green would go 1, 1. Oh, 2 spaces. Yeah, that's right. So 2 spaces. So, depending on that, you get to move that many spaces onto the tracks. All right. Otherwise, the other action you do is if you can't do any of those actions anymore during that round, you will hibernate. Hibernate does a few things. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take all your cards that you played off the. Well, you're going to take these cards and place them into your active area that are rested. And then you're going to take all your play cards off here, put in your rest area. Because those cards will not be used next round. So that's one thing you also need to think about. Okay. The next thing you'll do is you will get to get your energy back from your machine track. Oh, I'm missing one. I'm missing one disc. I just realized that. So I'm going to do that real quick. Right here. Okay. All right, and after you get removed, bring it back up, then you can move. After you your switches are going to be initialized and hibernate, you're going to bring it back up for the next round, and you get to use that again. You also will move your marker here on your hibernate track. Move here, and this will basically tell you you're going to get a one of your modules. You pick one of the 5 modules that are on display. This is going to give you 1 point plus a crystal. The crystals are basically a wild resource. You can use it for anything. You can use it for gear, a book, or food. And you could also, if you're at this space, you could also choose a module if you wanted to do that instead. Then when you get up here, you get the choice of the chest or these 2 on the bottom. The next one is you're going to get a energy. But this is also minusing 1 of your major artifacts. So you're going to take one of those off. And then this one is going to be your 2 points. So that's the end of your thing here. So depending on what you're going to do. You don't have, I think this one has to be done. You always have to take 1 minus crystal. I haven't gone up that far. I only went up to 3 track. So far in the game. So we'll see how it goes this game. Alright, so that's basically the actions. And I'll explain more of the actions when they come in focus when we're playing. I'll explain those more in detail. Let's talk about the cards. Well, the cards, what's so special about these cards, and we'll basically, I'm going to get 3 cards, my 3 cards, put them on the thing, bring the camera close there so we can explain them. They have a bottom and a top side. The reason for that is just so you can see this. If you use the top side, you're going to bring it and put it on right here on this side, and you're going to display that. Okay. If you're using the bottom side, you're going to slide it on this side slot, and you get to do that action. Okay. Now the modules are very special when it comes to this, because you need to get a module. We have green cards, yellow cards, and gray cards. Now, we have modules that have the different type of colors also. So, if, for example, I wanted to get a free food. Well, the first module you put on a slot, it's always going to be, you're going to get. So, you're going to basically do this and get a food. Okay? But when you take a green card or a yellow card here, and you slide it here, you're going to get a book, a gear, and a food, because it corresponds to this green. So you're going to get that every time you use the card on that slot. And those slots will stay there. Okay? The same thing goes for if I use the yellow card. I would slide it here, and I would get 2 food and 1 book. Okay? Very simple. Alright. The same thing goes for the other slots. So, here, and here, and here. Now we have this other special place for the slots. You can use the slots anytime you want. This space is only used when you get that space. That's not available right away. But when you do get that space, you can put a card there. Right now you can only use the modules there. Put the modules there for that specific purpose. Okay? Alright. But a lot of symbols. So we're going to go and we're going to take a look at these cards first. And we'll talk also about our artifact card. And we'll talk about the modules. Okay. So we take 2E1. And two machine cards. Alright, so let's explain some of these components that we're going to be using during the game. First of all, like I said, the cards that we're going to be using, these are the starting cards, are going to have three colors. You have green, yellow, and gray. Basically, you're going to have two options. First thing you're going to have is your book, and your gear on the green card will be used on the top card slot. Now normally when you do a card slot, these will be normally just one card in each slot. Now we have an exception. When we go and start purchasing other cards, there is a specific cards that will show that you can put two cards in that slot. Now like I explained before, the yellow is going to be food and a book. And then the gray card has a star symbol. The star symbol indicates the power that is on your character's board. Now, when this comes up, you can do one of your abilities, the ability on there. What's important about that is you have a circle disc, a blue disc on one of those. You take that off, and we'll put that on your machine board over the first point value. So you can, every time you add one of these circles, you get more points at the end of the game. So that's basically another way of making points, victory points, is to use your power more than once. And you got a total of 5 discs on that ability. You can still do it numerous times, but you will not get the benefit of increasing that victory point level after that point. Okay. Now we have the modules that are on the bottom there. I have two examples. We have the one that shows yellow and shows 2 food. Now what this does is, like I explained before, is whenever this slot is placed, and whatever slot it's placed in, especially if it's placed in the first slot, you will always get automatically those 2 food. But every time you play a yellow card on that module, you will get those 2 food again. And so on and so on. The same thing goes with the other module that has the yellow and green. Now, if you place a green card or a yellow card on that, you will get that extra food for that module slot. Okay. Now, the last 2 circular tokens that we have there are your machine tokens. Those are put on your board when you have an open slot, question mark slot, and you will pick one of 3 of that specific color. Now, the one that has the antenna +2, that means that whatever action you are doing, explore, building, or inhabit, you will have an extra +2 range. Normally, you will pay a food for every space in between where you're going and where you're placing it. So you have to place extra food for that. Another thing is, in a multiplayer game, if somebody's inhabiting that space, you will have to pay an additional whatever you're doing. Building is going to be gears, for example. You're going to also pay additional book if you're inhabiting somewhere where somebody else is. And you will pay an extra food for it. Well, exploring is different because you're going to be exploring a different tile, so it's not going to matter for that. Okay? But otherwise, the other two items for building and for inhabiting, you will have to place give the other player specific resource for being in the same space as them. Okay? And you can only have one of your pieces in one space. Alright, the other one, the silver one, that tells you that whenever you're doing your yellow tracking, it will take 2 less gears. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let me just verify that to make sure. Pretty sure there's the 2 track gears. It says, yeah, so use this machine when you conduct the action shown to get a discount of 2 on the action cost. Does not affect range cost. So you're still going to have to pay the food, but whatever action you're doing, it will deduct those 2 resources off that you have to pay for that specific action you're going to be doing. Okay, so example, exploring, well, not exploring, for building and for inhabiting. Okay? Now the victory cards you get. Now this is basically these major artifacts that you produce. So if you get 2 purples or 1 purple, depending on what you and how many of those chests that you get during the game, each one's going to be worth 1 point for every purple major artifact you have. So if you have 4 chests and you have 2 purple artifacts, that will be 8 points. Okay? The gold looking one, the orange one, that one is going to be for every ocean lake space or that you come, or water space that you come in contact with a building you're adjacent to, you will get 1 point for each one of those. The next thing is this silver one, and that's 1 point for every time you've used. That's going to be a maximum of 5. The 5 discs that you have used to that you use your special ability for. Okay, so that's basically what that means. All right, so those are special cards. Now we were talking about the playing cards that you can also use ones that have a specific marking. So I got 2. I'm going to bring these up here, and this one and this one. So you see the markings on the first one's on top, the second one has it on the bottom. Now that means when you use this card, the first card, on a top card slot, you can place another card above this on that line. So that means you can use 2 cards in that slot. The second one is going to be used on a bottom slot of your machine board, and you can put an extra card on that specific one. Alright, so that's basically what that indicates, and it's very simple, very easy to understand. And every single symbol I'm not going to go through, but they're all in the manual. Basically going through every single symbol that you come to, you can look it up in the reference, and it's very easy to look up. So you can figure out what you have to do. You can do that during the game when you have your cards out. Alright. So that basically is all our specific components, except for the energy. Now the energy, just so you know, we talked about those circular tokens. Those are not active till you put energy on top of it. So you can only use it once per round, because when you do a hibernate, you will get those back and then you get to do it again.
There are some stipulations where they will let you take energy off a specific one and then you can use it again. So that is the only different rule that will help you do something else during that round. Okay, so those are basically all our specific tokens, except for the the treasure tokens. Those will be discussed when we get them, when we play the playthrough. Okay, so that is basically an explanation of all our components and pretty much the rules of the game. I will go through when we go through the playthrough. It makes it easier. I don't have to go through every single rule. I will show you specific things when I do them. Let's get started with our playthrough. Alright, so what do I want to do first? Right now I only have one crystal, so it's not going to be doing it. It's not going to help me much. So let's see if I want to build or do I want to populate first? Or do I want to explore? I think I'm going to inhabit it first because I don't need to use it. I got one ruin I can get to without any food. So that's probably a good idea. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this card and slide this here. So I got a food and a book. So I'm going to move my two things up there. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm taking this and I'm paying 2 books. So I'm using my crystal and my book, and I'm placing this right there, and that's a ruin, so I can place it there. So that's where one of my inhabitants will go. Now it doesn't do me much right now, but there's a chance I can use it for this one for 2 points to get there. Alright, and that's basically an habit action. But the good thing is now I've gained, it says gain a resource for each new card I play. So any colored card I use, I will get a specific resource. For one thing I have to do is I have to move this up one, mainly because I use one card. Every card I use I have to move up one. And when I reach to this last space, that's when I'm done. Okay. Let's see what else I want to do here. Now because I have a food, I could use 2 gears. That would help. But I have no gears yet. That's the thing. So I will do. Let's see. I want to do this. That's only going to give me. Yeah, I have to have 2 food to do that one if I want. No, really, I need 1, 2, yeah, 2 food. I have 1 food. Jeez. Oh, I can go there and it's just 1 food. I get my green and my yellow. I guess I can do that. So I will use this card, bring it on the bottom, and that gives me 2 gears. But also I have to move up one. So that's 2 gears. And I need 3 gears total. So then I'm going to move up to 3. And I will use this card. So we get 1 book and 1 gear. Okay. Now I can use do a building action. Because I have 3 gears. So I'm going to take one of my small houses. And because I'm 1 range from this space, because I have 1 there, I have to pay 1 food for that. Okay. But I get these 2 tracks. So I get to move 1 on the gray. I'm going to say 1 on the yellow. I'll go here. And what that will do for me is I'm going to take this one off because it's adjacent to it. So now I have 1 range higher for every ability that I use. So that's cool. That's awesome. Alright, and then I go 1 here on my green. I want to use my crystal for that. Or I can use this one, and this will double check that one quick. That one will move 1 card from the card slot and place it to the resting area. So I basically can take one of my cards off and put my rest there. And what that's good about that is I can use it next round. So I'm going to place that here. So now I'm at 2 victory points on my track. Okay. And I will have to pay my 3 for my building. Boom, boom. Okay, and so all I have is 1 gear left. I mean, sorry, 1 book left. 1 book left. Alright. So, because I can't really do much, I only have 1 resource, except I got my crystal. Oh, that's right. One thing you never want to forget is your switch. Okay, so I am going to go and I'm going to move this switch down and I'm going to get it 1 food. Because I want to start probably do an explore next turn. So then I will take, I will do this one here, for example, and I will take this card because this has a food on it, and this goes in my resting area. Okay, and that's my last of my turn. So then what we do is we do a hibernate action. Okay. So a hibernate action will give me, I have to go 2 spaces, so I'm at 5 now. And basically the first thing you do on a hibernate action is get your cards from your fresh pile and bring them out to your active pile. So I got a total of 4 cards. Okay. Then you take your cards that you use and place them in your rest pile. Okay, next thing is you take your energy, put it back in the center for you to use. You bring your thing back up so you can use that next turn. And then you also move your tracker up 1. So what happens is you get to pick one. Now I have 2 yellow and I have a green and a silver. So I need to look at these slots here and which one would be more beneficial for me right now. I have a bunch of food on cards, but I want a bunch of food because I want to explore some spots. And I'll give you some extra cards. So, I think I'll take this yellow food, double food one, and I'm going to place this here. And when I do that, I get 2 more food. So 1, 2. All right. And then when I do that, I take one of these things and place it and recycle it. So now I have a gear with a red and silver like the other one. Okay. Alright. And that is my hibernating action. Okay, so now we're starting our second round. Okay? So what do I want to do here? I have a total of 3 food. I have a house here, so I can start from here. That one's a three food place. I could probably do that. So I will pay my 3 food. So I got 0 food now. Basically, it gives me 2 points. So I go down 2 points here, and I get a card. So I get to pick one of these cards. Now, let's see. Which one of these do I want? I can go get some gears. So this is going to put this on my active pile. Okay, and then I place it in the car here. Okay. And then I get to move this. So I flip this over. Now what's good about this, when you flip this over, whoever gets, even the multiplayer game, the person gets to decide how to maneuver it. So I think I'm going to move it this route. Okay. Alright. And I am going to, if I do that, I think I'm going to try to get me another one of my, oh wait, you know what? I haven't used a card yet. Okay, so I'm going to use my green card, and I'm going to get 2 books. If I use my yellow card, I'm going to say I have 1. Yeah, I need 2 books. So I'll do my 2 books here, and so I get 2 books, going up to 3, but then I have to move this up 1. Okay, and I got 3 books, so I get to pick one of these. So I can take for a crystal, I can get one of my cards off my, bring it back to my rest pile, or I can use the next one's gonna be a slot, my limited slot I can use, or which one's that? That one I'm not sure about. What's good enough? It says move 1 unplayed card from your active area to your resting area. Gain the top affected card. Oh, okay, that's a good one. That's probably what I'll do. If I can use that. So that's not like playing a card. So I'll take this one here, and I'll place that one there. Alright. can do my unplayed card if I want. Oh, I should have got a book for that green card I played, so let me put the book. It should be at 1 now instead of 0. And then I can play. Let's see. I can play this one, and I will play for 2 food. Here we go. Alright. Now I need 1 more food though. To get to the 1 there. Okay, so I'm gonna play a card. So I will play books. So I will play the books here. So I get 3 food. So I'm at 5 food total. And 1 more book. Okay. And then I'll swing this up 1. And then I'm gonna pay a total of 3 food total. I have 1 range here, plus this. I have 2, so that's 3. So I get 2 back. So gives me 1 point. Plus I get a card. So let me see. And that was green too, so I get a book. That's perfect for me right now. I need the books. And I think I'll take this one here, unless it's the top one too. I'll take this one here. Gives me the bottom one. And I will fix that here. Okay. Alright. So now that I have 3, I can place. I can't place that. I forgot I don't have any ruins. So that's 1, 2. Oh, so I have to flip this first. Yeah, forgot about that. I flip it. So this one. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. If I do that way, I'm gonna have 2. If I do that way. Let's see if I do this way. It doesn't really matter. I want to put. Yeah, I want to do this way. Yeah. So if I wanted to build, I need some gears. And beneficial because if I build one here, I get a crystal too. So that's pretty gonna help me out a little bit. I don't have any gears yet. I need at least 3. So shoot, listen. I guess that's what I'll do. Alright, so I will take this one and a crystal, I will put this here. And this one will go into my rest pile. And then I will do this one. Oh wait. That one. Yeah, I need gears anyway. So I'm going to do gears. That gives me 2 gears. I need 1 more. I have 3 books, but I don't have any ruins over here. That sucks. Do 3, so I could do my ruins there. 23 down. So that'd still be 2, 3. It'll be 2 food. I got 2 food. And I get 3 tracks. If I go 4 food, 3 food, I can do, I'll still do 1 track though. Damn. Alright. Alright, so. What am I doing now? It's difficult. I need a crystal. That's what I need right now. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. So I'll take this card and I'll slide it on the bottom and get a crystal. So it'll give me enough to get 3 gears, but I'll have to move this up 1 more. Plus I have to move 1 more because of the other one I forgot to do. Okay, so I will get one of these. So I will move this down to 0, this down to 0. Okay, and this one will go here. Well, that will give me a crystal. And then I will move 1 on the green track. And just so you know, this one, I need a green and a silver. Well, no, I don't need both. I just need a silver. This is not blocking, this is not covering that one. I just need a silver there. So that's not part of mine. And then I go yellow. 1. And now it's taking that's green. Okay, so far that's it for me. What do you want to do now? Plus, because I had to pay 1 food for that. I forgot about that. Okay. Alright. Let's see what I want to do now. I have 1 more card left, and I'm not sure if I want to use it. Okay, my cards. This isn't gonna help me. I have 1. I need 2 food though. They only have 1 food. I was thinking about doing another inhabit. I have enough, but I can't get to it without having 2 food. Oh wait, I got a crystal. What am I talking about? I can do that. So I will do that. So I will take this one off, the crystal one. Right? And I will place this here. I will pay 1 crystal and 1 food for that. And then I need to pay 3 books, so I got those. I got 0 of everything. Okay. Alright. Or do I want, wait a minute. I don't want to do that. Cause this is, I can go 2 space and go to, no, you know what, I don't want to move there. I want to move here. What am I doing? I'll mark there because I want the 2 points. What am I thinking about? Okay, so that's perfect. Alright, so then after that, I'm going to save that card for now. I need it. And I will go do my hibernate. So basically I take my cards from my rest pile and I put them out. Okay. Then I take my cards off here. Section. Then you know what I forgot to do? I should. You know what? I'm gonna grab this and get me a. What do I do here? I'm gonna get a food. How about that? Then I will bring this back up again. I keep forgetting about this. That's the thing. You always have to remember. So I did that. Then also my crystal. Put it back in here. Okay, then I move up one. I can get 1 point and 1 crystal, and I think I might do that because I need it. So I'm doing that, and 1 crystal. All right. Okay. And that's having the turn. So I have to move 2 spaces here. Okay. And this is where it gets tricky. I keep thinking of forgetting about doing my resources. I need to start remembering that. This thing you have to remember, those abilities you have, I totally forgot about them. So what do I want to do next? I want to do exploring probably, because I need to explore some more spots. The next best spot would be over here. It'd be 3 food though. So I guess I'll use my yellow card. That gives me 1 more spot. And I'll go yellow. So that gives me a total of 4 food total. So I'll be at 5. Okay, so we'll take 3 food. Let's see, I would need 4 food total. So I have 1 left. And then I get 2 points. So I pass the container, I take 1 of these. Alright, place this on the top of here for now. And also get a card. So I want to use the yellow. I just remember I need a food. I get a food for that. And crystals are really good for me. I need something. I'm gonna take this one. There. Okay. And I guess I'll look at my chest because it may have something good in here. I get a book and a gear. So I will put a book and a gear here so I know that that one's done. I'll flip this over just so I know I used it. Okay, so I still got 2 food left. Oh, and then I get to flip this over. That's right. So. Ooh, that's perfect. So I'm probably gonna build next. I need 1 more gear though. I would like to get. I don't need to pay any food though. I would like to get 5. Give me a gear too. That would help. So I'll do this. I will do this one. So it's here. So we get a book and a gear. But then I use the green card, so I get a book. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's not what I do. Hold on a second. Oh, that's not right. That's not what I want to do. I need to use. I want to do gears, so I want to grade. So I will do this one. It's beneficial for me right now. So I want 2 gears. So that's going to be 2. I'll get an extra gear for playing that card. But then I will have to do one more move. And then I'm going to build a house. So I will build this. And I will build a house here. And that will give me 2 on the red, green track, 1 on the yellow. So let's do yellow first. Yellow. And go here. Take this. Bring that out. So I get a question mark. So I get to pick one of these. I'll take this one. Crystals times I can do 3 times at 2 points. I have enough crystals. So that gives me, if I have 3 crystals, I get 6 points total there. That's pretty good. Right, then I'm gonna have to slide another one of these in here. Okay. All right. Then I have to move 2 spots on green. One goes here. That's 1 spot. Take this, and then I get an extra energy. I landed there, another spot, good. And then I gotta pick one of those green ones. I think I'll take this one. So move. Module. Okay. Then I get to move 1 more spot. Alright, perfect. Alright, and then I think I'm gonna grab a module. I'm gonna use the crystal. Take a module. Which one do I want? Do I want one on top or do I want one on the bottom? Oh, that'd be perfect. I'm thinking I'm gonna take this yellow one, the crystal, and put this here. Alright, and then I'll put another one there. Okay, then I'm going to take this one and take this off. Right, and I may play 1 more card. And then I'll play this card. So then I'll get 2 crystals total. I put a crystal here, and I got a yellow card, so that's 2 crystals. So I got 3 crystals and 1 food. Got 3 food total. Alright, so I need and that's a yellow, so I get another food. That may help me. Yes, it will. So I can do these 2 food explore here. So that gives me, it'll be 4 food altogether. So 4 food altogether. So that gives me 1 more card I want. I can take 1 more card. And I will take. Take this one. All right, and put this here. Okay. Then I get 1 point, and I can flip this over, and gives me that. Okay. And now I have 1 book right now. Shoot, I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I spend 1 crystal, I have a special ability here, I can take 1 off, so I'm gonna take doesn't matter really. So I'll take this off, and this goes here. So then I'm going to play 1 more card, green card. The green card gives me a book. Plus I get 2 more books, so that's 1, 2, 4. And then I have to go 1 more space here. Alright, and so I get enough to get, let's see here, I have no food though. Only have 1 space, so I need 1 food. So I'll take 1 crystal off for the food, and then I'll take my building, and wait, that's books, not crystals. That's cramming gears. Sorry. So I can. Oh, that's only 1. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do in the first place. So I could do 4 books. I think that's what I'll do. I'll do 4 books. I'll go here, and I will get the purple one for sure. All right. And so I'm going to use the chest, and I get a chest for that. So I think I'm going to open and check it. I get a book and a gear. So that was over here, so I got 2 left. Okay, so I got 2 chests right now. Gives me 2 points. Alright, what else I can do here? What do I want to do? I don't. There's not much I can get. Move 1 space on a track. I have moved. But not anyway. So shoot. This sucks. Alright, well. guess I'll have nothing else I can really do that's beneficial for me this round. See, you got 3 books. I could do the other one, but I don't think I have any more spots. But I can't have anybody else for books. And I have 1, 2, I only have two gears. I need some wood, food. Not gonna help me. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll do my, yeah, inhabit it looks like. So I will take my cards. We don't like cards. And then I will take these off. I'm gonna go 2 spots. I'm gonna make sure I forget that. I'm gonna get 2 more spots left. 2 more plays, and then I forgot this again. Put it as a gear. Okay, and then bring this back up. Take my these off, and bring that up. I do that, and then I get to move 1 more spot. I will take treasure. Okay. And that's the end of that turn. Alright, so I got 2, 1. Okay, so let's check my chest out first before I do anything. I got nothing. That's great. 0. Didn't help me at all. Okay, so I need me 2 points. That will help me at 1, 2, no, 1. I need 3 points. So I need some food, honestly. A lot of food. So this one. So I'll do this one. I get 3 food plus a crystal. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me move that 1. So then, how many books I have? I got 2. That's perfect. So I just need 1 food, so I need a total of 3 food. Got it. And 2 books, and I got it. So that's what I'll do. I'll explore. I'll do 2 books. 3 because of this. So that will give me 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get another treasure token. And that gives me 2 food. I will take that 2 food. And then I get 1 card. Oh, I get 4, one card, yeah. And I'm thinking I'm gonna take this card. Okay. And then let's see. Then I get to flip it over. This, what do I want to? So that be a total of maybe, I don't know if it can fit there. This, I did that way. Oh, that's even better. I did it that way. So to build, I need 3 gears. Right now, I have 2 gears. Oh, I got a crystal. So I could do that. That probably benefits for me right now. So, let's see. So 3 gears, I will do that. Use 1 crystal. And then I take this. Now I could. Oh, okay. We only have 1 left. I'll place that here. And then I will have to use 1 food for that. This one's there. So I get 2 green for sure. And I'll decide what I want to do on those other 2. So I go 1, 2, and this one goes here. Okay. Now I get to pick a green. Oh, green. And that's not gonna help. I think I'll take this one here. That may help me this round. This here, and then I get 1 more green. Okay. I could put. Excuse me. Two another ones I want. So if I go 1, 2. So I'll get both of those. So yeah, probably a good idea. So I'll lose this one, take this one off. That gives me 1. So right now I want my purple. Okay. And then this goes here. Then I get another one. It's yellow. Okay. Plus then I get to move 1 more space, get this one. And that gives me, for every 2 green, I'll figure that out in a second. Okay. Alright, so still got 1 card left. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do here. I'm probably gonna do let's see. That's 3 food. That'll be 4 food total. Or I don't have any gears right now, so it's not gonna help me. Hello, I forgot how I did my food right. So I got 2. Yeah, I'm gonna do these. Boom. And boom. Did those already. Yeah. So I think these are instantaneous. I don't have to use those. Yeah, those are instantaneous. You don't have to use those. So I could probably do one module. Let's see. And which module I want? I want this green. This one. Green. Oh, silver. So I'll put that here. Okay. And I don't want. I just need one. I'll give me 3 total. That'll help. I could build something else. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll put this here. That gives me three gears. Alright, I'm at there. I can't do any more hibernating or cards, so the rest is just all things. So all I have left is I can do one more of these. So I'm gonna do building, and I'll put it here. I want to put it here. I think that's the best place for it. Let's see, one. Yeah, I could do that. Over here. Okay. So I get one orange, one yellow. So I get this one, boom, get another one of these. Okay, then I get to pick a yellow. I'll take one of these here, and then this goes down one. Yeah, no, that's not. Alright, and then I got a green. Boom. Doesn't do much of nothing. Okay, and then I get a gray. And so this is here. Okay, so damn, what's that more than one granite crystal? I do. So I can do, I'll take this one, perfect timing, and I'll do my wood. I get 2 crystals, so I get 4. So then I can go and do my last one, where I do these with 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I get to pick my other one. Not gonna matter really. I have no more card actions. I'll just take this one again. And right, so it's gonna be down some points at least, and then these go down 0. These go down to 0.
Okay. Alright, and I'm done. Pretty much done. Okay, so we have to score. So, basically, first thing we do, scoring. Get that on my thing here so I can read it to you guys. Alright, first thing is the lowest visible points on the progress track. So that'd be 9. So I get 9 points. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, points on unlocked technologies on the triboard. I have 2, 4, 6. 6 points. So 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Points from each large location where the population figure. I got this for 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, if you unlock the in-game bonus on the machine track, gain 2 points per card of the shown color. So green. So now I have to look at all my cards. And it can't be any starting cards, not including my starting cards. So let's see what green cards I got. I got 100 greens here. I got this one. These are starting cards. No starting card, no starting card. No green, not green, not green, green. No green cards I bought. That didn't help me at all. And that is no starting cards, yeah. So I didn't get any for that. Alright, 4 points for the player with the in-game tile. We don't care about that. 2 points for the minor artifact, nothing. 1 point for each 5 remaining resource, nothing. Points from the artifact card. Okay, so I have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I got 2 of these for the oceans. I don't think I got any. Oh, I did get 1 ocean. So I got 2 points. So 1, 2. And that is it. So basically, I lost by 2 points. If I would have got 50, I would have got Survivor and would have won the solo game. But this time I lost. So that basically is the game Revive. This is a solo game. It's more elaborate when it comes into the multiplayer game. Hopefully we get a video of one of these with my family. But otherwise, that is our explanation of Revive. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video of Revive, and we will be continuing this sequence of videos with a new one. I'm not sure exactly which one I'm going to be doing yet. It'll be a surprise. It's going to be one of it's not going to be Arkham Horror, but it'll be another type of Mythos game, or one of my continuations of my campaigns. I have to decide which one I want to do, what I feel like doing. And if you have any ideas of any games that you guys want me to bring out, please put that in the comments. I would appreciate it. And till next time, thanks guys for watching. Hey, anyone who has not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button to say that you like the video. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please put those in the comments. I always will reply, I promise you. Also, we'll be doing some videos of top 10s very soon. I know that about a few months ago somebody requested it, and I haven't had a chance to do them yet, but I will be doing it very soon. So look forward to that. So I'll see you next time on the next video. Take care, guys.